Welcome back. All right, another day in crypto. We got some really big news. So we got a congresswoman who is calling to rescind all of the progress that Brian Brooks has made at the OCC. I'm going to give you a couple main reasons why I think that's not going to happen. And what does the National Annual Defense Bill have to do with cryptocurrency? Let's go ahead and roll that beautiful intro and find out.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradleyAbove at the top of the screen and everything that we're talking about here today. We start with James Rule, XRP. Shout out to you, my friend. Japan Spark tokens for Ripple XRP holders. There's 12 domestic operators have reached a basic agreement with Flare Networks. This is the article right here. I'm not going to read it to you, but there's more headway happening here for Spark tokens around the globe. Very happy for Spark. Very happy for Flare Networks and everything that they're working on. I am very excited about this. I've had a lot of people contact me and ask me, where do I stand with Flare Networks? And you know what? I had a great conversation with Mickey B, myself, and Hugo from Flare. I couldn't be more excited about what Flare is doing and bringing more utility to the XRP token and the ledger. And I think it's going to be amazing overall for the Internet of Value. I really, really do. Now, with that being said, full disclosure, I will be claiming Spark tokens, but I'm not going to be moving any tokens to claim them. Any of my XRP to claim them. I don't have to. I'm already on participating exchanges that will participate, and for those exchanges I'm on that are not participating, I'm just leaving that there. So I feel like I got a horse in the race now, and I feel good about my position there. So that's where I'm at with that, and I'm very excited about everything Hugo and the group are doing and the team are doing at Flare. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. All right, moving on. Now listen to these numbers, okay? Michael Val 5 Link says Grayscale added over 14,000 Bitcoin. In the last month, the company added a whopping, you ready for this, 64,832 Bitcoin worth, collectively over $1.2 billion just in the Grayscale fund. Miners created only 27,881 Bitcoin in all of November, or only half the Bitcoin Grayscale purchased during the month. Are you getting where this is going? Scarcity, supply, and demand. This is very simple economics here. Supply and demand. The supply is getting very short very quickly. Bitcoin's price is about to explode. It doesn't take a mathematician or an economist to figure that out. Now, what we see as far as regulation, as far as the proof of work, the carbon footprint, we know that there's been a big issue created about that, and we still have to find out what's going to happen with Bitcoin and the 51% control coming out of China for Bitcoin and Ethereum, unfortunately. So I do think we see some kind of policy or regulatory framework that addresses those two main issues about proof of work coins like Bitcoin, but I don't think they're going away, and I think they're going to do very well long term. Not financial advice, obviously, but here we go. All right. While Bitcoin has soared more than 15% in the past week to hit a new all-time high, just under 20,000, Ethereum, second largest crypto after Bitcoin, is up more than 20% in the past 7 days. Meanwhile, XRP, the third largest cryptocurrency, has surged nearly 25%, and no one talks about it. You know, I have often said, and I'm going to say it again right now, XRP is not just another digital asset. It is a digital asset that will be a part of the framework of the entire digital asset space because it is a bridge currency back end. Well, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So as we move through it, and stay with me now, because we're going to talk about some bigger news here in a second. But as we go through these videos that I put together here, I know every once in a while we've got to come back and clean it up and grab some of this what feels like smaller news, and sometimes can feel less important, I should say, than some of the other topics we discuss. But we have to keep our eye on everything that's happening, because things like what I'm about to read to you right now are pointing to massive institutional participation in this market. Intellectual capital firm calls XRP one of the most intriguing assets in crypto. The risk management firm FRMO Investments is making the case for XRP. Look, we can do all that we can do, right? But retail speculators, all we could do was make it 20-some cents, right? I mean, of lately. Institutional involvement is going to bring the amount of money that we're all waiting for. And then you combine that after they take a position heavily in this space and XRP. Then you come in with the real deal, which is utility, use case utility. That is the ultimate driver. Once it makes its way as the leader in this space of utility driving the actual price, you can forget it. Because at that point, you're going to see the new watermark or inflection point in the crypto asset space. And a lot of coins won't make it, but XRP certainly will. And I think it makes its way to the front of the line when it comes to use case utility. Now, pressing the issue, now I think this is good all the way around, even if it feels a little sticky. The PlasmaPay, which I'd never heard of until this article, and shout out to Michael Bell 5 Links, versus PayPal. It goes into this article, and we've covered here, the, how do you say it? The poor arrangement that PayPal has for its customers in using and exercising its ability to buy, sell, and hold crypto on its payment app. But PlasmaPay has jumped in the game and said, all the things that are negatives about participating in crypto on the PayPal app, yeah, we're not doing those, right? So the difference is PayPal, you don't get to hold your own crypto keys, right? And you can't send it off of the app. So you can't send it to family or friends, right? You can't send it to somebody outside of the PayPal network. In fact, it's only really for you to buy and hold and then choose to use it with a merchant that is connected to the PayPal network. And then there's exorbitant fees that go along with that as well. But it's still an upside for crypto because it exposes cryptocurrency and allows them to participate in the market of 346 million users of PayPal, right? So ultimately, it's a good thing for us, even though there's a bit of a learning curve for the people entering this space that will, over time, I think, begin to find out that there's exorbitant fees there and you have all these restrictions, and that's not really what crypto's about broadly, right? So PlasmaPay has jumped in the circle to compete in this issue, and starting with the fact that they're going to allow you to hold your keys. You hold your own crypto keys, it is your crypto, and you can move it off the platform, and they're undercutting the fees that PayPal is currently doing too. We're going to keep an eye on that because competition is great in business. Competition is great in business. And I mean, that to me says we're about to see an acceleration of things. And I think it puts pressure on PayPal to ultimately loosen its position on its customers to allow them to participate more freely in the market the way crypto was designed to. So keep an eye on that as well. Now, moving into this. This goes international. I've talked about the FATF a lot on this channel. If you haven't been with me for a while, the Financial Action Task Force is a regulatory multi-governmental body that makes recommendations from basically the G20 level, right? And these recommendations, once they come down, are really to be adopted. And if they feel strongly that you should adopt them, and this is speaking to the rest of the countries of the G20 and outside the G20, if you don't adopt these things that are recommendations, not laws, but recommendations, they could choose to blacklist or graylist your country and your imports and exports until you decide to get with the program. So although it's not called a law, you better know that if that's what they want to do, you better be doing it. Well, they're making a recommendation here that they have serious concerns over self-hosted wallets. Now, this would point to like Tezos and Ledger and all of those things, and have even suggested they be banned outright. Well, listen, the Financial Action Task Force has also come out in months past and made a recommendation to ban private stable coins. I don't think that's going to happen. And I don't think this is going to happen here either. And let's just take a look here, because I don't need to read the article to you, but this is just from the Chamber of Digital Commerce, pointing out 4 main reasons how that will stifle the market and the participation in the market. And basically, a self-hosted wallet is the equivalent of you reaching in your wallet and grabbing your own personal physical cash wallet and pulling it out of your pocket. It's the same thing. And you should be allowed to have it. And then they go on to talk about, the different negative points about that. And I think we all get it broadly, is that, you should be able to hold your crypto. And if you want to hold it in self-hosted wallet, you should absolutely be able to do that. And now where it comes into play is that, with that being said, you can bet your bottom dollar, if you're going to have your self-hosted wallet, you're going to have what we see happening already right now, which is KYC AML. If you go to take that crypto off of that self-hosted wallet and send it to an exchange or some other platform, expect to have to answer where that came from and who you are. Right? That's just a part of where we're at in this world, and I don't think that changes. So we'll keep an eye on it. But then moving from the international level to over in Russia, and what that may mean for here in the States, because Russia's lagging behind too. Coming to America shortly, Michael Valls, 5link says, expert voices are warning that a mass crypto and blockchain exit is already underway in Russia, with companies seeking a way out over concerns that the nation is lagging behind other more business-friendly regions. Well, where have we heard this story before? Yeah, in the good old USA. Well, listen, I'm reminding you right now that yesterday morning, Brian Brooks, the OCC head, said on CNBC that 6 to 8 weeks from now, the U.S. is going to have the clarity it needs, and banks can participate. The answer is yes. That the banks can use blockchain and distributed ledger technology because they are essentially payment networks. That's what they are. And it is exactly what they are. And it's exciting to hear him say it. And not too long from now, we're going to have the actual regulation or issuance that just makes it clear as a bell. 6 to 8 weeks is our window. All right. Now, coming to this point, because it follows up the point of what Brian Brooks has been doing for the last several months, and to the tune of what he said this morning, Maxine Waters is anti-crypto. Congresswoman Waters seeks rescission of OCC guidance, may be part of the current administration, I'll say, anti-crypto offensive. And what I would say is yes, political posturing is what's going on here. Just like the Stable Act, right, that they put together with Lynch and whoever else it was there. What a joke that was, right? This is all about political posturing is what's going on here. And I'll tell you something. I don't care who's in office. It could be right. It could be left. I don't care who it is. I really don't. And the reality is here is that you're not stopping this. As far as I'm concerned, in my humble opinion, crypto wins, okay? Crypto wins, especially XRP, and in my mind, XLM, not financial advice. But that's how I see this. And this is political posturing because they, the sides want to take credit. They want credit. You think they don't they might not be, listen, I can't explain to you how electricity works, but it don't stop me from using it every day. Okay. And when it comes to, the Congress people like Maxine Waters, there's a couple things here. I'm positive she can't explain to you blockchain or cryptocurrency, right? But I'm also positive that she's got big money donors in the banking world that don't want this new technology as of yet. Because this is where all this anger and disgust is coming from, right? Big donor money, right? Because that's what politicians are. They're little puppets. You go do what I tell you to do or you won't be here anymore. You don't have to like that, but that's true too. Okay, so let's go here. That's domestically what's going on. Here's one of the big reasons why none of that's going to get stopped, because if the program is expanded nationwide, China would become the most powerful economy yet to offer a national digital currency, beating a forthcoming digital version of the euro from the European Central Bank. And this is why they can postulate all they want about where they stand and how they'd rather be the ones to take credit for the new financial system. I don't give a damn who gets credit for it. Just roll it out because it's what's needed. And you know what? You keep farting around with each other and China keeps moving things out. So this is the kind of incentive pressure that I like to see, because this kind of incentive pressure from China can just put so much pressure on the political narrative that's they try to float here, that you just have to take action, right? And that's exactly what Brian Brooks is doing. Thank goodness. So then coming here's another massive reason why you're not going to see this stopped. Citigroup CEO, we're helping governments create digital currencies. Uh-oh. You might want to send that email to Maxine Waters. Citigroup CEO today said in an interview that central bank digital currencies are inevitable, and revealed that the multinational is helping governments around the world develop them. We've been working with governments around the world in terms of creation and commercialization of them, and I think that it's inevitable that it will be coming. Michael Corbett said, who's been the Citigroup CEO since 2012. He told that to Bloomberg's David Rubenstein. Corbett didn't go further into speaking about how Citigroup was helping governments develop sovereign digital currencies, better known as central bank digital currencies. Representative for Citigroup did not immediately respond to Decrypt's request for comment. The Citigroup CEO also said during the interview that cryptocurrency worth depends on the underlying nature of the asset. I think it depends on what the underlying nature of the currency is. He said when asked if cryptocurrencies were the future or a passing fancy. Well, listen, here's another big reason, okay? Because, there is a certain amount of banks that may not want this, but the central banks and the governments around the world have decided they're doing it. And it's coming. So, the lower tier banks, I'm sure they see that they're about to be cut out in a large way, right? And you better figure out a way to be a node on a network in this world, or you're not going to be here much longer. That's that. Now we look at this as a wrap here. This year's National Defense Authorization Act is nearing completion, and it includes new language that broadens the definition of currency to include digital currencies. Now we have the Federal Reserve, FinCEN, and now the National Defense Authorization Act expanding their definitions of money and currency to include virtual currencies. You just can't make it up, right? You just can't make it up. Now, let's take a look at the price here, because, look, that bill could get vetoed too, right? But, we'll see what happens. But the point is there is a recognition through the different large agencies, whether it's the Federal Reserve or FinCEN, and now a annual defense bill that's being submitted to acknowledge that encompassing the definition of currency and or money should include digital cryptocurrencies. And I'll tell you something. This is a huge indicator about what we're looking at. They have shifted from the position of cryptos being property, and they are shifting their position, what appears to be a currency stance, and that will change the taxing structure, what it looks like from here, and it could change, but it looks like we're moving from a capital gains tax to an ordinary income tax. And we get more evidence of that, of Coinbase stopping the issuance of the 1099K and moving to a 1099 miscellaneous. We will keep an eye on it, but this is a big move. And if that happens, then they're going to be able to tax you at a much higher tax bracket based on what you've reaped as a reward from your investment. Looking at the current price right now, we're at 57 cents. Remember, 54 to 58 cent channel was that retracement there and gaining steam. We see from Crypto Bull, and I don't have the post pulled up, but shout out to him and Cryptopolis for calling out this channel that we're sitting in right now. And Crypto Bull said a little earlier this morning that we may sit here for a few days, 2 or 3 days, and then make our way on up to $1 or more. Now, I'll tell you something. If you think it has been electrifying in the last week or two since we've seen the price action move from the 20-some cent range to where we are currently, wait till you see this market break $1. FOMO will hit so hard, and it won't be the same as 2017, 2018, because it's not the same time. That was spirit animals moving that market back then, right? What we're dealing with now is going to be the rollout of the Square Pay and the PayPals and the involvement of the Cash Apps and all of these different apps out here that are incorporating crypto into their platforms, as well as the institutional involvement, and then roll into all of this the understanding that there's a new way to see cryptos, and it's as currency. Oh my, oh my, oh my. And it's off to the moon we go. Hi ho, hi ho. It's off to the moon we go. All right, I'm feeling good this morning, and I'm out of here. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, share with somebody you know. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos. And check out all the links in the description box and the comment section for anything you may want or need. I use all those products and services. They are really great. I can truly attest to that. And those are trusted, vetted links that will take you directly to the company. So make sure you check all of those out. I'll catch all of you on the next one.